Hello everyone, I'm Nalini, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce. Now I'm going to discuss about liquidator, his appointment, powers and duties. So coming to the powers and duties of the liquidators, Section 35 of the Code enumerates the powers and duties of the liquidator, which includes the following. First one is to verify the claims of all creditors and he has to consolidate them. So what are the creditors' claims are there? So he has to verify those claims and he has to consolidate them. And second thing is to take into account, to take into his custody or control all the assets, properties, effects, and actionable claims of the corporate data. So he has to take the custody of all the assets or properties. And thirdly, he has to evaluate the assets and property of the corporate data in the manner and he has to prepare it. He has to prepare a report to that effect. So third thing, after taking custody of all the assets, so what he has to make is that he has to evaluate the assets and property of the corporate data and he has to prepare a report to that effect. And next one you have is he has to evaluate the assets and property of the corporate data in the manner and prepare a report, and he has to take such measures to protect and prevent the assets and properties of the corporate data. So he should try to, after evaluating, so he has to take some measures in order to protect and preserve the assets and properties of the corporate data, and then he has to carry on the business of the data corporate data for its beneficial liquidation. So then he has to sell this immovable assets, movable property, and actionable claims of the corporate data in liquidation by public auction or by private contract, with the power to transfer such a property to any person or to any body corporate, or to sell the same in parcels, though transfer are subjected to Section 52, and further, the liquidator shall not sell the immovable and movable property or actionable claims to any person who is not eligible to be a resolution applicant. So here, he should sell all this movable and immovable property, and after that he has to enter into, he should sell it by public action, or so he can enter into a private contract, and he has that power to sell those assets and assets or the properties of the company. And next he has to draw, he can draw, or he can make endorsement or any negotiable instrument on behalf of the corporate data. So you can draw, accept, and make and endorse any negotiable instruments on behalf of the data with the same effect as if such instruments were drawn, accepted, made, or endorsed by or on behalf of the corporate data in the ordinary course of his business. And then he has a right to take out in his official name the letter of administration to any deceased contributory, and any person if he has died, the deceased contributory, and to do in his official name any other act necessary for obtaining payment of money due and payable from contributory or his estate or his property, which cannot be ordinarily done in the name of the corporate debtor. And in all such cases, what he has to do is that the money due and payable shall, for the purpose of enabling the liquidator to take out the letter of administration or recover the money, be deemed to be due to the liquidator himself. And next, he has to obtain any professional assistance in discharge of his duties or obligations or responsibilities. So he can obtain any professional assistance from any outsider, and he can invite and settle the claims of the creditors and distribute the proceeds in accordance with the provisions of this code. So according to the provisions of the code, he can distribute the sale proceeds, and then he has to institute or defend any suit or any cases or prosecution or any other legal proceedings. It may be a criminal or it may be a civil, in the name of, on behalf of the corporate debtor. So he can defend any suit or any prosecution. It may be a legal proceedings, or it may be civil or criminal proceedings. in the name or on behalf of the corporate data. So next, he can take all such actions or steps to sign or to execute or to verify any paper, deed, agreement, receipt, document, application, petition, any affidavit or bond or any instrument, and for such purpose to use the common seal if it find it's necessary for liquidation. So distribution of assets and in discharge of his duties and obligations as a function as a liquidator. And here, so you can take any action for that matter. You can sign or you can execute or you can verify any paper or any deed or any receipt or any document, and you can use the common seal also if it is necessary for liquidation, and he can distribute the assets and discharge of his duties and also obligations and function as a liquidator. And next thing what he has is that he has to investigate the financial affairs of the corporate debtor to determine the undervalued or preferential transactions. So he can investigate the affairs of this corporate debtor in order to determine or undervalue the preferential transaction. And next, he can apply to the adjudicating authority for such orders or directions as may be necessary and report the progress of the liquidation process in a manner as may be specified by the board. So he can apply to the any adjudicating authority for any orders or direction as may be necessary, and also he has to report the progress of that. So progress now he should report the liquidation progress in a manner specified by the board. In which manner the board is specified, he has to give it in that manner, and he has to perform such other functions as may be specified by the board. So he need to perform any other functions which is specified by the board as such. So these are all the rights and duties of a liquidator. Thank you.